Hello. I've been charging my lamp up, so I've made this little piece to go here, and I've left a gap at each end so I can put a little bead there and a little bead there, 3 spots, and it lips up at the back. And I think as long as I can get just a couple of little tacks on that edge there, I'll be happy. I'm not going to try and seam weld it. I can zip 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 zip, keep going all the way around. Let's go for it. The trick is to get the camera in and still get me in, if you see what I mean. Okay, that bit don't look great, but you know, it'll look better after a bit of grinding. I managed to put these tacks against this skin there. Okay, I'll work my way around here now. Hopefully I've got enough attachment points. Okay, it looks pretty bad in places, but you know, always be prepared to cast your mind back. This end of it looks alright actually. That end's not great. Excuse me. Not bad there. A little bit of a gap at the back there. What I'm thinking is, you see, I'll just come behind with some fiberglass and just put some fiberglass up the back. And there. And there. And here as well. What you got to think is, if water comes along here, will it be able to come away? So it's only got to carry water. It's there probably is some structural element to it, but not massively structural element. Okay, I feel quite happy with my progress. I feel like I've got to do quite a bit of cleaning up now, and I've got to try and weld here, which could be difficult, so I'm going to clean these bits up and try and weld them. Again, I'll probably have to put fiberglass just on the back. Leave it with me for a bit then, and I'll try and tidy things up a bit. I'll turn the welder off, turn the gas off, put my earplugs on, put my earphones on, and try and tidy things up. Okay, back in a bit. I've cleaned up the welds, and I have put the boot lid in place. As I suspected, it's pulled low. It's kind of okay up to about there, and it's kind of okay up to about there, and between there and there it's gone low. So I've got to try and raise this. I have tried levering it a little bit, but I think I need to sort of like put something across so it's resting on there and resting on there, but pulling up in the middle. So I need to think about something like that. Okay, let's see what we can do. It's not perfect, but I think it'll do. You know, if this car was going for like a full respray and everything, it would want a little bit more fettling, but I think that'll do for now. You know, and I don't want to break something. Okay. Let's call it good at that. Hang on, I'll show you the welds with it ground up. It don't look too bad, to be honest. This will need a little bit of filler. That'll need a little bit of filler. Yeah, the welds have cleaned up okay. I think it's quite a decent job, to be honest, and you can see the curves in it. You see the curves in both directions. That was one of the trickier jobs, and to be honest, I wasn't quite sure how to do it, and I kind of made it up as I went along. I was lucky that I had those shelf units that had a piece of channel that was the right width. Yeah, it worked out really good actually. Okay, I'm gonna I'm going to weld here what I can, and weld here what I can, and that's going to be it for the welding, I think. Okay, I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Cheers then, back in a bit. I've been hammering and dollying a little bit, and I think I've ended up with just one little low spot, so I'll kind of do a little bit more and I'll show you how I've been doing it. It's not particularly gentle. Yeah, that's a lot better actually. Pretty good. Alright, yeah, okay. Yeah, good. That was more effective, that was. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's okay. Very tactile, and you have to keep rubbing your hands over it. Yeah, I think that's okay. So I got my earphones on, so I'm probably shouting. I think that's alright. I'm just interested to see how easy it is to fit the petrol tank if you don't have the hinge in the way. So there's a particular trajectory that works. So what I might do, when I've finished all this here, I might put the petrol tank in before I fit the hinge. So other than mixing up a bit of fiberglass then, just to take care of the last few holes. Oh, there's a few holes down here. There's a few holes just here that I need to take care of. Okay. I'm going to call it good at that for today. Thanks very much for joining me in the garage. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Nice sunny day here in the fields at the back of Balbroughton. Ruby's off the lead. Doing very well. Leave it. So there's some hills in the distance over there. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. Not sure quite where that is, but it's very nice here. Nice valley. We do a different walk, which walks along over there and then comes back across here, and then we come back this way. But this is very nice. Nice and quiet. Leave it, Rube. Leave. Oh, there's some people shooting over there somewhere. Not sure where. The dogs certainly look round. Oh, having a scratch. Good girl, Rube. No, don't jump up. There's a good girl. Okay, that'll do for now. Catch you later. Hello, welcome back to Mart's garage. It's another day in the garage with Mart. I mixed up a little bit of glass fibre earlier, and I went round all the joints on the guttering and where there's any little pinholes. I'm not really 100% happy with the way I work that. I just find it ever so difficult to work with, but I thought, well, I'll get some on, and when it's dried, that's the basis, and I'll put some more on if need be and see how it goes. Yesterday I welded in the gutter and I'm quite pleased with how it went, so I thought to myself, well, why not put the tank in. Now I don't know if you're supposed to do this or not, but I've put the rubber grommet in place. That could be a problem, I'm not sure. But what I've done, I've put some wax oil all down there and down there and on the underside of the tank and on the back side of the tank, the side that goes against there. So I'm going to put the tank in place, and what I'm hoping then, once it's in place, I'm hoping I can lift it and slip the mat underneath that goes underneath. So I did a couple of dry runs, and there is like an angle that you can get the tank in at, and I'm pretty sure it is easier without the hinge in place. So let's get the tank in and see if I can slip the mat underneath, and I'm hoping I can put the straps on afterwards. The wide bit is there, so I need to hook it under and back, and the wide bit is down there towards the back. Okay, right, let's put you on the tripod, hang on. Hey, there she blows. I think having the wax oil on the neck helped a lot then. I don't know if you could see what was going on over there, but it did help the neck come through. I've got some new bolts, new spring washers, and some washers there. The washers that came with these bolts are too small, so these will do. Well, there's the tank fitted. It's sitting on a rubber mat. There's a bit of rubber between that piece and the floor. There's a bit of rubber between that pad and the tank. The straps are in and done up there. The new bolt's there, original bolt there. The mount down there is where I welded it on. I took datum measurements and welded it back in the same place as it was before. I did just check that there's enough room to get your hand down here to put the light fittings on. There's plenty of room there, so that's okay. Yeah, good. That's good getting that back in. So I need to sand this glass fibre down, apply a little bit more if there's a gap anywhere, and put a bit of paint in the rain trough. This has flashed off now. It's gone a bit hard, not rock hard, but gone hard. So yeah, I think that's okay. I mean, yeah, okay, I can see little pinholes here and there actually. But you know, that'll last. It'll just last now, won't it? It won't cause any more problems. Rock solid, that is. Really solid. And, you know, hey, what can you say? I said it when I did it, but I was lucky to have some metal that had the same width channel as part of it, and I was able to take advantage of that to make those pieces. That'll do from now. Just a little short session today because I've been doing some other things. Oh, there's a big gap there. So yeah, I need to mix up a bit more filler, get a bit more on. I think I need to put a little bit of tape by where I need to add further filler to remind me. Okay, yeah, looking good. Quite happy with that. Righto. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers then, bye. I put tape on where I wanted to put some more fiberglass, just so I knew where to aim for. Because for instance, there was a bit further along there that I hadn't figured on. So that worked quite well. This has filled in quite well, to be honest, this piece here. It's quite solid. Yeah, so once that's sanded down and a little splash of paint, that'll be okay, I think. Once it's dry and I've rubbed it down and put a bit of paint on, I can put the boot lid on. It's a bit, I think it's a bit dented here, as if it had something heavy put on it. I think I might leave it at that for now while I wait for that to dry, and I need to look at a few other things. Now that the petrol tank's there, I can look at the petrol pipe. I was a bit annoyed actually because I'd put that petrol pipe in what I thought was a safe place so that I could make a copy of it, and I managed to get the welder and the wires tangled up with it, and I've bent it around the wheel of the coupe somehow and dragged it down there, so it's got a big bend in it that it shouldn't have. Let me have a look at that then, and I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Hello, welcome to another day at Mart's Garage. Here's the 100E, and last night I came out and put a bit of paint on the gutter, kind of blended it all in with a bit of black paint. It's all looking okay. You know, you don't want to look too closely. I fitted the hinges, which is a bit of a struggle because there's a spring that you have to take into consideration, and I fitted the boot lid, and I've adjusted it backwards and forwards and up and down, and I've also bumped this panel back a bit in the middle here, and it fits okay. I suppose I better close it, hadn't I, and show you. Hang on. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's okay down here. It's okay here. It was in there before. It's okay along, a little bit tight actually along here. It's Still got room for adjustment. A little bit high here possibly, but okay here. So, you know, what do you do? Maybe that's a bit low there. I don't know. Could be. There's lead work all around here, see, so I don't want to start bumping it around too much. I don't want to break something. So the trunk gutter is repaired, the boot gutter is repaired, and the petrol tank is fitted. What I think I want to do is to look at the fuel pipe, because that involves getting underneath. I painted all around the gutter last night, and the other thing I did was to paint up inside the valance with some red paint, but I did it while it was down on the ground, so that's not very good. I want to fit the fuel pipe, but to do that I need to jack the car up. So I think I'll put the jack under the back, jack it up, put the axle stands under. I probably won't have it as high as I had it before, but I will jack it up so I can get underneath and I'll deal with the fuel pipe. I hope I've got enough 1/4 inch pipe to be able to do it. So I'll get it jacked up then and I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Hello, right, I've jacked the car up, put it on axle stands. I've kind of tried the fuel pipe in and tried the clip locations, and I noticed that where it comes out of the tank, where is it there, it's like a brake fitting, early Ford type with an inverted flare, but it's not the same thread, it's a 7/16 thread. I found the fitting, and there it is, and obviously I don't want to try and reuse that little piece of pipe. It's got a couple of saw marks there, you can see where it's just been hacked off. So what I thought I would do is put it in the chuck, saw it off, and then put a drill through it. But I'll just show you what I've got there. I have got some pipe, luckily I'd got a roll, so I've started straightening that. But I thought, well, I need this piece, so I'll start with this. You don't need to see me drilling that out on the lathe, do you? I'll just put it in the lathe, cut it off with a hacksaw, drill it with a drill, and knock the remnants through. Back in a bit then. That worked quite well. I drilled it 6mm, which just left a little bit of thickness of the thing. Then I knocked that bolt into it, which is a 6mm bolt, and it popped it out. Hang on. There's the piece, and there's my fitting. So hopefully that'll be okay. Righto, back in a bit. I've made a pipe that's more or less a copy of what I've got. I haven't formed this end. I've got a pipe there that I found that might do the job at the front, so I'm going to try and use that. Oh bollocks. Oh fucking hell, I've done it wrong, haven't I? Oh, I've just realised I've made a mistake. I've put the wrong fitting on there. That's the end that goes at the carb end. So I'll have to cut that off and re-flare it. That's annoying. Oh, that's annoying. Okay. Okay, back in a bit. Hello, we're under the car. Look, I have a petrol pipe. Haven't finished it. I've got to put a clip there. That will shoot up towards the fuel pump there, that end. And then it just needs an olive and that fitting that I mistakenly fitted on the back. So that can be shortened if need be, or bent to a certain angle. It follows along here nicely, comes down, across, back up, sort of across, into a clip. It runs down. Now I've got an idea. I probably ought to drill a hole here and put another clip in there. That could do with being clipped, I think. Then it shoots up, and I'll put a clip in a hole there. I don't know if it had a clip there, but it seems to be a good place to put one. Then it goes up over the wheel arch in that sort of little area there. There's a clip there. Then it goes up into the tank. The bend into the tank isn't as neat as I had it the first time, but unfortunately I had to do a bit of rework in that area. It kind of messed it up a bit. Yeah, so I've got the pipe on anyway, so that's good. It goes up there, it fits in that little bit there. So yeah, neat job. It was good to be able to sort of copy the shape of the you know, the old one. That helped a lot, to be honest. So it was worthwhile trying to store the old one without bending it, which I did do to a certain extent, but not to the full extent. Okay, righto, I'm kind of out of time now for my session, so as usual then, of course, thank you very much for joining me in the garage. Take care, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers then, bye. Hello, welcome to Mart's garage. Guess what, I'm under the car. When I had the car jacked up doing all the work, the axle stands were here. So what I've just done is, now that I've got the axle stands there, I did that purposely so that I could just clean and put a little bit of paint on this area, which I have done. Okay, I need to touch it in because I touched it before it was dry. I've fitted the flexible pipe to the fuel pump, and I've trimmed this fuel pipe off and fitted the nut and olive there into the flexible pipe. That's like an old stock flexible pipe that I found that I had. I don't know where it came from. So that clip is there. Working my way back, this clip is here. I've got to refit that one up there, just there, and I'm going to drill a hole and fit one there, so then I'll clip the rest of the pipe into place. I'll bring it back when it's all in place, but hopefully that should be it then for the fuel pipe. Okay, back in a bit. Right, the petrol pipe is in, and I've used that flexible pipe there. I think that looks quite smart. I don't know how it will stand up to, you know, ethanol fuel, but hey, we'll find out, won't we? Yeah, so that's tight in there. I haven't tested the fuel pump. I don't know if that works. The tank is in, the fuel pipe is in, all clipped on with clips similar to the originals, not exactly the same, but similar. Screwed on with a clamp at the front, so that's okay. New flexi pipe there, new old stock flexi pipe. Who knows, I can always replace it with a piece of flexible rubber hose if need be. The car is sitting down on the axle, so what I think I'm going to do while I've got it jacked up in the air is tighten up all the shackle bolts and, you know, the spring bolts at the front, those bolts under there, because they were all put on with it all hanging down and they haven't been tightened up. So now that the weight of the car is on the axle, or close enough to it, I'll tighten them all up. So I'll do that then. Nothing to see there, is there? Just some bolts being tightened up, so I can do all those, and I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Back in a bit. Hello, right, I'm under the back of the car. I've put some nuts and spring washers on there and just settle the car down, so it's now resting on the springs, so that's okay. I've tightened up the U-bolt nuts there, and I've tightened up the nuts and bolts at the front of the springs there, that side, this side, these U-bolts, those ones there at the back. I've painted the inside of the valance there. Oh, I've missed a bit, as usual. I've missed a bit, so I'll have to go and touch that in. It's all right though. And you can see the fuel pipe here. You see the fuel pipe coming out the tank there, running all the way over. So I'm not really looking at the right angle for this. All the way over. And you can see it clipped to that part there. That awkward shaped thing. And then that's my new clip there that I've put on. Don't know if you can see it. I've put a little bit of black paint on it, and then you can see it running off down the car there. So that's quite pleased with that actually. That came out well. Just out of interest, just lying on the floor. Here's one of the original clips. It's got a little loop on it, but it is similar size and shape to the ones I've just put on. Here's one of the ones I've just put on, and it fits in the same hole. So underneath the car ain't the best place for doing this sort of show and tell. Fits in the hole and the pipe goes in okay. So yeah, and this is called a tongue type clip. It's got like a tongue and a tiny little tang, if you like, tongue tang. That goes in the hole, that stops it popping out of the hole. Then the pipe clips in, so yeah. So lots of these little tidying up jobs now. So those are all tight, those are tight, those are tight, these are tight. Okay, righto. I've got another little welding job that I want to do, just a little one that I've kind of remembered that I'd forgotten, if you like, you know, I'd remembered it but haven't got around to doing it yet. So I'm going to do that welding job, and then I might try putting some fuel in the tank. Don't know, but at least I'm able to put fuel in the tank now. Okay, righto. I'm going to call it good at that for today, I think, because I've had a good little session. You know, just these tinkery little jobs. I mentioned a little welding job. I've just finished it. Just a tiny little job there, look. Just a little bracing. This brace attached to the boot floor. Just touched it in with a little bit of black paint. I'd only got this one, which was put on right at the beginning of the job. So I just made a new one for the side, this side and the middle. Okay, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that is the last of the welding jobs. I'm not going to think about what to do next because I haven't planned it out, but obviously there's obvious things like lights, seats, upholstery, trim, you know, you name it, there's everything, isn't there? I've got to put the wheels on, check the wheel nuts, everything, but there's nothing to stop me putting some fuel in it. I haven't got all the electrics hooked up, I haven't got a battery, anything like that, so I'm not yet ready to run it, but I am at least quite a big step closer to being able to run it with getting the welding finished, the fuel tank in, and the fuel pipe run and piped up to the engine. Quite a few weeks ago actually, I did put some water in the radiator, so you know, that's good, that's held water. So yeah, let's look forward to getting it running and then getting it driving. But I'm not sure how long that'll take yet. I'm not gonna rush. My insurance runs out in a couple of weeks, so I might just put this onto the insurance when I renew it. I'll see how it goes. I'm gonna go and have a cup of tea and take stock and think about what I would like to do next. Do you like that? What I would like to do. In other words, there aren't massive impending things that I have to do. What would I like to do next? What would I like to do? That's a nice position to be in. Okay. Once again, thank you very much for joining me in the garage. Thanks for following along. Thanks for clicking like. Thanks for subscribing. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers then. Bye.